folks can stock them with F1 hybrids. This is going to be F2 fillets.
Bass scope that you like. Most people now these days seem to go to the high variables from 4 to 18. In most instances, it's to me, it's a waste of money.
Keep reeling. That's it. Let the rod do the work. Look at that. Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Welcome to this week's A Sportsman's Life. We are about to go on a fish removal plan. Mr. Edgar here, Edgar Cotton, his son Dave, Brian, and the cameraman back there doing the camera work is actually watching. We're going to be catching a bunch of fish. David, the whole plan is to catch as many bass as we can. He's already told me that if we let one go, that's a two-minute penalty that we can't fish. But tell us what's going on with this. A new lake for y'all, a 20-acre lake.
It is, yeah. What we want to do is what we're doing today. I've invited y'all, and I'm going to have some more friends out, and we're going to try to catch as many bass. The lake is overstocked, and the bass are stunted. We're going to try to take as many bass, catch as many bass out as we can. And I've already caught 42, and we've probably caught another 20 or something. We'll probably catch that many more today. But the plan is to catch all we can out. Our biologist is going to bring his shock boat down. We're going to run around and shock all the fish that we can out of it, take those out, and then his plan is to come back and rotenone the lake and kill the remaining bass and bait fish that are in it. And then sometime in last part of May or first part of June, we're going to restock it with bait fish. I think he's going to put 2 or 3 different kinds of bluegill in here. We're going to put a bunch of threadfin shad in here. Then the plan is him to come back out in maybe October. We're going to shock again to see how the bait fish are doing. If they're doing the way he wants it, then in October we're going to stock some 2-pound bass, some 4-pound bass, some 6-pound bass, and he thought he could get up to 8-pound bass. So we don't have to, it'll be an accelerated program is what it's going to be.
What kind of bass?
Florida. They're going to be F1 Florida bass.
They'll reproduce.
Yes, sir.
F1s will
Yes,
come
sir.
in here and reproduce. So,
Yep.
Good gosh, this time next year, I mean, they're going to be a bunch of big bass, and then you think about what's going to happen 2 or 3 years.
Going to happen, yeah.
Well, I say I got our boat. Got 2 boats in the water.
Yes, sir.
Get back out there and see if we can catch some more and do our chores. And you know me, Dave and Edgar, you know what, in the back of this brain here, what's there left of it is a fish fry.
Yeah.
Let's go get them. What do y'all
That's
say?
right. Okay.
Oh, there's a good one right in this brush. Maybe we can get him out.
Oh,
Yeah, one to remove, native Texas bass. He'll be replaced with the F1 hybrids here this fall. But what he's going to make, Kenneth, is 2 good eaters, 2
Yes,
good
sir.
fillets.
Looks like dinner to me.
All right, let's catch some more. Looks like you got a good one. Dave, that looks like 2 fillets to me.
Yep.
Right on that rock pile. Hold him up, Brian. That's another 1.5 pounds with 2 fillets. Kenneth, you've hooked one with the light tackle, right?
Got one here. Oh, this is a big female.
Oh,
Let's see if I can get her in here.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Beautiful little bass. Let's see, sideways. That's close to as big as we've caught today.
Yeah.
Gonna make some real good fillets too, right?
Yes, sir. Like that.
Perfect, perfect. Do you have some fish in the fish basket? Oh, there he is. Boy, this is so fun. We've been catching the daylights out of them. Brian, you got you one? No, I caught some of those earlier. Caught the daylights out of them. Yep.
Pretty nice private lake, isn't it, Luke?
I've never fished more fishy waters in my life. These boys, there's a rock pile right there where these guys are casting, and we caught quite a few just on this side of that rock pile. That's a pretty good one there. And he's a jumper too.
Oh, that's a good one, Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pretty one. Another nice native Texas bass. Pretty fish, isn't he, bud?
A beautiful fish.
Oh yeah, Luke.
Oh, you got one?
Got one.
Does he feel like a bass?
No, sir. Big old bluegill.
Ooh, hold him up here close and let's take a good close look at him.
It's even better than a bass.
I'm gonna tell you what, 2 of those fillets from that basket, hold him up to our camera,
All right.
are better than shrimp. Hold him upside. Look at that, folks. As they say,
Fat across the back.
now Kenneth's got big hands, but this thing here is about as long as your hand, buddy.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's catch some more. What do you say?
Yes, sir.
Good fish, Luke.
Yeah, let's hoist him in here.
Hoist method.
There we go. We'll put that rascal, we'll put him in the fish basket. What do you say? Swing around here. I tell you what, Kenneth, when I was a kid growing up in Red River County, we ate every one of these we caught. And it's so neat to be here at a pond where our whole purpose is to remove some of these so we can stock them, so the folks can stock them with F1 hybrids. This is going to be F2 fillets. Kenneth, I tell you, buddy, I don't remember a better day of bass fishing. Folks, this is not catch and release, catch and cook. We've got fish everywhere. We've got a bunch of fish to fillet, and we've helped out the program. Even some big old brim.
Nice ones.
Look at that, yeah.
I can't get the whole thing, Luke.
These are nice, look at that, yeah.
We got some nice ones in there.
Well, thanks for being the guide on the fishing boat.
You're very welcome, and I had a great time, Luke.
Me too, buddy. Well, folks, one more look at all our fish, and then our buddies, David and crew, have got at least this many in their cooler. So we got a bunch removed. Let's move on to the rest of our show. I think we've got some more fun stuff for you.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Trigicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
These days, almost everybody hunts with some kind of shooting optic, if you will. This happens to be a Trigicon, and happen to really like this Trigicon scope right here. It's an AccuPoint. It's got a little tritium dial back here, so there's right at the juncture of the crosshairs that are in here, there's a little, in this instance, a green spot. Helps you get on target a whole lot quicker. Helps you in terms of when there's lower light conditions. Scope, there's so much to scopes these days. We're at a point to where we've got the best optics that we've ever had in ever. And a lot of them are now, years ago you shot a 2.5, a 4 power, fixed power 6, maybe a little bit of 7 or something like that. These days most people shoot variables. They finally got the mechanics down where variables work really, really well. This happens to be a 2.5 to a 12.5. And if you'll notice, there's a parallax adjustment right here on this side. Now parallax, if you're using a scope that goes up to 10 power and not beyond that, you don't need to be worried about parallax at all. Parallax is essentially, a lot of people call it a focus ring. You want to set your focus back here so that whatever you're looking at, that your crosshairs are crystal clear. That's what this is for. Then when it comes to adjusting the focus beyond that, that's where you want to use it here. Most of them come with settings to where it runs anywhere from about 40 yards to infinity on this one. And what that parallax does is just aligns everything properly when you get right down to it, and it makes the focus of the animal that you're looking at very crystal clear. There are lots of different kinds of scopes available these days. There's a first focal plane and second focal plane. First focal plane, as you increase the magnification, the animal increases in size, but so does the crosshairs that are in there. It takes that crosshair that's this big and puts it down to a much smaller size. The second plane, the animal or the target you're shooting at, pretty much stays the same, or rather the reticles stay the same as you increase the magnification on it. So go to a really good dealer somewhere and have them show you some of the scopes that are there and explain to you exactly how they work, and I think you're going to be real happy when you do that. Also, these days a lot of people are doing long range shooting. Now, you can hold over, or some of them too will have an adjustable turret. This happens to have an adjustable turret as well. This one happens to be sighted in at 100 yards or 75 yards actually, and knowing what the drop is with the range card, I can adjust accordingly. A whole lot easier if you have the time than a holdover is. So I know that if I need to go to, with this one, if I need to go 250 yards, I click up to about the 2 figure on here. Some of them actually will have the range up here to give you an idea as to where you need to do it to. But so many different optics, so many different choices these days. 1 minute tube wise, a lot of the old scopes were all 1-inch tube. This happens to be a 30mm tube that allows for a little bit more light transmission. Now, your eye can receive a grand total of 5mm of light. That means essentially that your iris will open up to a 5mm to accept that light. So these days with the scopes that we have, sometimes you can get a lot more of that kind of thing. You can get it up to 7 or 8 sometimes, but you can only see 5. But what happens is, with the coatings that are being put on these lenses these days, that really also helps as far as light transmission. Buy a scope that you like. Most people now these days seem to go to the high variables from 4 to 18. In most instances, it's to me, it's a waste of money. Once you get from a hunting situation, if you got one that you can crank down to 2.5, I mean, you can go in a dangerous game, hunt close at 12.5. You can shoot as far out as you want to. But get out, try different scopes, and go to a good dealer and have him show you what's available. And you can't go wrong with the Trijicon. Bottom line.
Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by the YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, AGM Global Vision, H3 Whitetail Solutions, and Pyramid Air.
Good morning, sports fans. Bill Carey with Striper Express with your fishing tip this week on a Sportsman's Life. I'm going to give you a quick spiel of what I say on the telephone. We provide all tackle. We fish for 5 hours and we clean your catch. We don't watch the clock and we sure don't leave biting fish. Now, you bring your own snacks, drinks, and the $12 license. No glass, please. That's what I'm talking about this week. Glass, for all the right reasons, doesn't need to be in a boat on the water. Second, I ask people not to bring sunflower seeds. We have a bilge pump in every boat, and if you don't know what that is, that's how we dump water if you get in a situation where you're taking on water. Heavy duty safety feature, bilge pumps. They get stopped up by sunflower seeds. So I say, please no sunflower seeds. But you know, that's what safety is all about. No glass, a good bilge pump that runs, and there's your fishing tip this week on A Sportsman's Life. I'm Bill Carey. Go catch a fish.
as an apple. Take a big bite. That's good, isn't it? Trying to get her down with a Snoopy rod. Is that a Snoopy rod? No. It's a fishing rod, right?
I don't see fishy white.
Yeah, we need a fish. Right, Ellie. What's up? Oh, did it come off?
Reel it.
Keep reeling. Keep reeling. It's not off. Keep reeling.
Just let it let go of it.
Keep your rod tip up, hon. Yep, rod tip up. There you go. Keep reeling. That's it. Let the rod do the work. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Look at that.
Oh, it's a bluegill.
It's a big bluegill. All right, your daddy will lift it up for you. Wow, look at that. Isn't that cool? That's your first fish in the pond. How about that, huh?
Look at her tail.
That's fun. Wow, nice fish. Way to go, Ellie.
Pretty.
Using Ellie's rod. She had to leave for a bit. Guess what? Grandpa can do that stuff too. All right. Look at that. Barely hooked. Ellie's first fish. Yes. Cheers.
Ellie.
Wow. All right.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke and Tex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.